The Petersen Museum in Los Angeles houses a priceless collection of the world's most unique and historic automobiles. 3 stories below the museum, safely inside the world's largest automotive vault, lies an even more amazing collection of vehicles. For the first time, we will pry open the vault door and examine these incomparable treasures. Courtney Hansen will be our tour guide through automotive history on Tales from the Vault.
This car is sexy. And not only is this car sexy, but the man who drove it would be considered by most women to be pretty sexy too. The Jaguar XKSS is a rare and valuable car on its own, but when combined with the past ownership of movie star and car lover Steve McQueen, the value of this exotic ride skyrockets upwards to, get this, $12 million.
Steve McQueen liked the XKSS so much that he bought it twice. He brought it from the second owner, kept it for a while, ended up selling it to William Harrah, the famous automobile collector out of Reno, and then ended up reacquiring it later in life, and he retained it to his death. The Jaguar XKSS was as fast and as powerful and as sexy and as loud and as raucous as the Jaguar ever got. And to think that Steve McQueen, who was at the top of his field, would have acquired this car, which is at the top of its strata. You have a kind of a meeting of giants, and you embody everything desirable in that one vehicle.
The Jaguar did not seem to be a likely candidate to emigrate to the US. It started its life designed to be a European race car. Jag dominated road racing in the 1950s. Jaguars won the 24 Hours of Le Mans 5 times in that decade. The cars from Coventry won 3 years in a row, from 55 to 57, as well as many major events around the world. Its design was way before its time. The engine was a screamer. It was Jaguar's own double overhead cam inline-6 with 12-to-1 compression. 3 Weber side draft 2-barrel carbs pumped enough gas to get over 250 horsepower clawing the track. Taking into consideration the extreme lightweight of the chassis and body, the power-to-weight ratio was 1 horsepower for every 8 pounds of car. The same ratio as a C5 Corvette. The 0 to 60 time of under 5 seconds was stupefying for 1956 and very fast for today. But what really is special about the car are its lines. Its curvy, sensual bodywork was the brainchild of Jaguar designer Malcolm Sayer and company CEO William Lyons. The curves bring to mind a beautiful woman, or maybe a cat, but certainly not a rat. But that was the nickname that Steve McQueen gave it, the Green Rat. How did it end up being in Steve's garage up on Solar Drive in sunny Los Angeles? The story goes that the D-Type finally was getting a little bit long in the tooth for racing, but Jaguar had 25 cars at the factory prepped for the track. To cut their losses, someone had the bright idea of selling them as street cars. They added a rudimentary exhaust system, a just adequate top, upholstered seats, a full front windshield, a passenger door, and 2 cute little bumpers. There were 16 XKSS D-Types marketed as a GT Edition street car. Then a fire destroyed the rest of the cars in the factory, and you can understand why the remaining cars are valuable in their own right. The XKSS chassis number 713 that McQueen eventually bought was a right-hand drive model with an off-white colored body and a red interior. The car lover in McQueen called for a little personalization. He had it painted British racing green and had a gorgeous black leather interior restitched by the legendary Tony Nancy. He also had noted fabricator Von Dutch build a glove box door to keep his sunglasses safely inside the car during high-speed maneuvering. Magically, the Green Rat was born. The stories go that McQueen and his Hollywood buddies raced their cars high above Sunset Strip on Mulholland Drive, normally between midnight and 4 a.m. It got so that the locals could recognize the growl of McQueen's Jag as it purred through the night. Local legend also has it that an expensive steak dinner was promised to any member of the local police who could overtake McQueen and his green rat and ticket the speedster. The steak dinner still remains unclaimed. For the Petersen Museum, I'm Courtney Hansen. Join us again next time for more Tales from the Vault.